Guest official Luo He, please be prepared, the artifact spirit elder said with a slight smile before dissipating into nothingness. At the same time, the vast information on inheritance and resources within this primal chaotic space all disappeared, leaving only a hazy radiance enveloping Luo Feng, transmitting the massive information of the 8 Tribulations Life Form First Calamity. Heaps of information continuously flowed into Luo Feng's memory. Even with the strength of Luo Feng's soul, it took quite some time to fully record it all. Although Luo Feng had previously reviewed a vast amount of inheritance introductions, gaining insights, the shock he felt upon actually receiving the inheritance was still profound. It was the first time he realized just how powerful true strong beings could be. I once faced the great Tao of life origin, thinking it to be the embodiment of the concept of life itself, an ultimate and unsurpassed power, Luo Feng mused. Yet, as I perceive the inheritance of the 8 Tribulations Life Form First Calamity, even through a glimpse I can feel that its creator is far more powerful than even the complete great Tao of life origin. This being seemed to casually utilize information from branches of the great Tao of life origin, creating secret techniques from low to high. And by combining these techniques, ultimately formed the First Calamity. The creation of such secret techniques gave off a sense of turning decay into magic, a shock that surpassed the impact the great Tao of life origin had on Luo Feng. No wonder the sector beasts that grow to their pinnacle only reside in first-rate nations like Tianmu Kingdom. They wouldn't dare provoke the 2 great ancient countries. Luo Feng understood the more he learned, the vastness of the heavens and earth. Just as Luo Feng had finished receiving the inheritance and was still in awe, he was already teleported out of the inheritance palace, appearing at the entrance. Brother Luo He, Marquis Chu Yu saw Luo Feng. Luo Feng without a second thought responded, Brother Chu Yu, I apologize for making you wait. The sky hasn't even darkened yet, it's still early, Marquis Chu Yu said with a smile. By the way, as a guest elder, your cave mansion, servants and so on, have all been arranged by Emperor Chu's lineage, Marquis Chu Yu stated. Your disciples and servants have already gone ahead to the cave mansion. Oh. Luo Feng was surprised. He had only just submitted the application upon entering the city, and now everything had already been prepared, such efficiency. Let's go, I'll escort you there, Marquis Chu Yu said enthusiastically. In the west city of Chu Capital, Marquis Chu Yu led Luo Feng to an elegant cave mansion. Everything around was very quiet, with large sprawling cave mansions everywhere. Those who lived here were either high-ranking members of the imperial or royal family, or beings of the primal chaos realm like Luo Feng. This is your cave mansion, Marquis Chu Yu stated. Luo Feng, now holding the guest official order, naturally took control of this cave mansion with ease. From now on, this cave mansion permanently belongs to Brother Luo He, Marquis Chu Yu declared with a smile. Master, teacher, Morosa, sensing something from inside the cave mansion along with Moyu Qingyan and 10 servants, had already approached the main gate to greet them. Luo Feng and Marquis Chu Yu entered together. This cave mansion, as the dwelling of a guest official of primal chaos realm, spanned over hundreds of millions of kilometers. The mansion's formation was powerful, even capable of harnessing a shred of the might from the entire Chu Capital, enough to ensure the safety of the mansion. Such a large area was not considered vast for a primal chaos realm being. Secret cultivation practices even required retreating into spatial secret treasures. Luo Feng, with a stature as high as the heavens and earth when in his godly body, could not freely display his might in the outside world. This cave mansion's formation can even harness a trace of Chu Capital's might. I can feel that even with all my strength I'd probably be unable to shake it. Luo Feng, in control of the mansion, naturally sensed that trace of power that was vast enough to crush him. After all, Chu Capital was forged by the ancestor of my flame-wind ancient country, Marquis Chu Yu said with a smile. By the way, Brother Chu Yu, there's something I need to trouble you with, Luo Feng began. Brother Luo He, there's no need for formalities between us, Marquis Chu Yu replied with a smile. Having such a guest official was the most important support on his cultivation path. Luo Feng said, I have a close friend who's currently in the city defense army of Yingju City in Beijio Chaos State of the flame-wind ancient country, holding the post of a deputy general. Why would he be in such a dangerous frontier place? Marquis Chu Yu was surprised. Hence, I need Brother Chu Yu's help to bring him to Chu Capital, Luo Feng stated. Marquis Chu Yu thought for a moment and said, since he's your close friend, it's best not to transfer him through official channels. The other first-ranked marquises might have their eyes on me and any interference could spell trouble. Luo Feng nodded. I'll send a team of royal guards with my token to Beijio Chaos State's Yingju City. They'll directly retrieve the deputy general. As a member of the imperial clan and a first-ranked marquis, I have the authority to recruit royal guards. The power to enlist a mere deputy general is still within my rights, Marquis Chu Yu explained. Let Luo Sa accompany them on this trip, Luo Feng suggested. Luo Feng was concerned about potential mishaps. His presence as a pinnacle of primal chaos realm guest official would arouse suspicion among those with ulterior motives. Sending a servant on the surface who was an eternal true god appeared less conspicuous. You only need to inform Luo Sa of your friend's identity and that way it won't be leaked, Marquis Chu Yu remarked. Once they reach Yingju City, have Luo Sa take my royal guards and token to retrieve the deputy general. Brother Chu Yu is more thorough than I am, Luo Feng acknowledged. You have no idea how fierce the competition within the imperial clan can be, Marquis Chu Yu shook his head. Among us first-ranked marquises, we dare not kill each other. but the guest officials and subordinates at our side, they can meet deadly fates. Luo Feng understood. The path of Dao cultivation was filled with contention. Having entered the fray, Luo Feng was unafraid. The game was fraught with danger, but it also offered many benefits. For example, the newly acquired inheritance of the 8 Tribulations Life Form First Calamity could cause him to undergo a complete transformation. Morosa, Luo Feng immediately communicated telepathically, "In a while, you will lead a team of Marquis Chu Yu's royal guards and stealthily head to Inju City in Beijio Chaos State of the Primordial Chaos Prefecture, and bring back the Ancestor." Bring back the Ancestor? Morosa knew of Luo Feng's relationship with the Ancestor. Among the human groups that had traversed reincarnation to come to the land of origin, there were only Luo Feng and the Ancestor. The Ancestor, in the end, was Luo Feng's mentor's mentor. Their relationship was close, even above Morosa himself. "Aside from me, you are the only one who knows the identity of the Ancestor," Luo Feng communicated telepathically. "You must keep this trip secret at all costs." "Rest assured, Master," Morosa responded. "If any accidents occur on the way, any dangers arise. Should the Ancestor's life be endangered, you are permitted to reveal your primal Chaos Realm strength," Luo Feng replied. "You must ensure his safety." "Understood. I will hide the Ancestor within a spatial secret treasure when the time comes, and unless absolutely necessary, I will not expose my strength." Morosa, who was also very cautious in Flame Wind Ancient Country, was waiting for his master to become stronger. When the conditions were more suitable, revealing primal Chaos Realm strength would no longer be conspicuous. That very day, Morosa led a team of royal guards from Marquis Chu Yu and silently left Chu Capital aboard a small flying boat. This flying boat could travel through the void at incredible speeds, yet it still required 5 days to reach Beijio Chaos State. After informing the Ancestor of the news, Luo Feng began closed-door cultivation that very night. In the quiet chamber was a star tower, and within the spatial confines of the star tower, Luo Feng pondered over the newly acquired 8 Tribulations Life Form First Calamity. "In the past, I was ignorant and clueless. This inheritance has truly revealed the nature of the Braided Cage World and provided information beyond the Braided Cage World," Luo Feng thought to himself, feeling like a human seeing the starry sky for the first time. Only when one looks up at the night sky does one realize how vast it really is. The vast areas governed by the supreme rules, the land of origin and the surrounding 3,000 primordial cosmoses, are all within the Braided Cage World. The world I live in, everything is influenced by the supreme rules. The nurturing of life, the trials of reincarnation, transmigration, small cosmoses, the length of life, the flow of time, the stability of space, the levels of godly bodies, all determined by the supreme rules. The level of the godly body when becoming a true god, even decides one's entire life. If one becomes a true god with an unlimited godly body, then as true god of void space, eternal true god, primal chaos realm, godly king, one will always have an unlimited godly body. Becoming a true god with a perfect divine body. Every stage thereafter is a perfect divine body. The size of the godly body, the reserve of divine power, the unlimited godly bodies allow, size as one wills. Like my perfect divine body, it is larger than an unlimited godly body and has pure divine power. It also possesses the formless and intangible ability, Luo Feng thought. Are these abilities things that I realized on my own by understanding the essence? No. They are bestowed by the supreme rules. The supreme rules allow for the ultimate height of your godly body. The supreme rules grant you the power to be formless and intangible. The supreme rules place the cultivators of the land of origin small cosmoses among the stars. Everything is rules. Formless and intangible are not abilities I comprehended on my own. They are abilities granted by the supreme rules, Luo Feng considered, and according to the 8 Tribulations Life Form description, truly powerful cultivators originally live within the braided cage, drawing from its knowledge. Then they must break through the braided cage. All great powers return to oneself. Only those who break through the existence of the braided cage can truly claim that their strength comes not from the gifts of the supreme rules but from the Tao they have mastered within themselves. Luo Feng had once felt proud of his perfect divine body and abilities like formless and intangible. But now, seeing this inheritance, in the eyes of its creator, cultivators within the braided cage had not yet broken through the supreme rules braided cage. There are 2 types of cages. One is the world's braided cage, which directly shelters all beings within the walls of the braided cage. The other is the braided cage of the supreme rules. Only by breaking through all braided cages and walking the path of all great powers returning to oneself, can one truly tread the path of the great Tao. Even the great Tao one must carve out for oneself. If the inheritance, 8 Tribulations Life Form, is so incredible, what about the other costly inheritances? Luo Feng thought to himself, the monarch of Yu country and the master of the Sure Kingdom are equally guest elders of the Flame Wind Ancient Country, and they can definitely exchange for some powerful inheritances. Exchanging for inheritances is one thing, but cultivating to what realm is another matter. I was a bit too arrogant before. Avenging my master is not going to be easy. The more one knows, the more humble one becomes. After witnessing many inheritances, particularly those terrifying dermas cultivated with the help of primordial force and primordial materials, Luo Feng clearly understood that even in terms of the ability to preserve life, he is no match for the 8 Tribulations Life Form First Calamity, let alone some ancient godly kings. My master, the mountain-sitting guest, managed to escape from the pursuit of the three monarchs of the Sure Kingdom, which clearly shows that he had exceptional means. Luo Feng, now more aware, had a more accurate judgment of his master's true strength. Presently he still fell considerably short of his master. Luo Feng immediately stopped dwelling on these thoughts and immersed himself in cultivating this inheritance. In the northern part of the Flame-Wind ancient country, within Yingju City in the Beijing Chaos State. Yingju City, as a third-rank large city of the Flame-Wind ancient country, was comparable in size to Huyang City. The garrisoning forces here far surpassed those of the peripheral national city garrisons. A single city's military strength was enough to sweep through Jiujiang Primal Chaos State and Luyin Primal Chaos State. According to Luo Feng, his servant Luo Sa should arrive in Yingju City today, said Primordial Ancestor, sitting alone at a high floor of an ordinary tavern, drinking and watching the outside world. As the Deputy General of the City Defense Army, Primordial Ancestor had specifically taken leave. The City Defense Army had two groups of soldiers who could alternate shifts. After all, when cultivating in seclusion, one might require a lot of time, hence another Deputy General took over while Primordial Ancestor was on leave. Divine Monarch, the tavern attendant said respectfully, bringing some delicacies with a very humble gesture. A true god, and also a Deputy General of the City Defense Army, was indeed an existence not to be provoked by an ordinary tavern. Primordial Ancestor drank his wine and ate his food, waiting patiently. Boom! Suddenly a terrifying aura spread from afar. Primordial Ancestor looked up and saw a young man riding a serpentine exotic beast flying within Yingju City. Following behind him were some trusted aides riding a flying boat. It's the garrison commander's second son, General Yu, Primordial Ancestor recognized instantly. This young man was the most unruly figure in all of Yingju City. The garrison of Yingju City was a guest official of the Primal Chaos Realm, responsible for guarding the frontier cities. He had two sons. The elder one was a disciple of a godly king, while the younger was kept by his side. This is a Primal Chaos Realm exotic beast, controlled by a secret technique. It is said that the garrison commander paid a substantial price to obtain it from a godly king to serve as his son's mount and protector. Primordial Ancestor reflected inwardly. A Primal Chaos Realm exotic beast used just as a mount. Who in the city among the eternal true gods would not envy that? And who would dare provoke the young General Yu? After all, the protective treasures he possessed, especially his mount, were fearsome. Uncle Han, I heard my father has left his secluded meditation? The young General Yu, brimming with excitement, had hurried back from outside the city. Master just left his meditation. Young Master didn't need to rush over so quickly, the serpentine beast telepathically replied. It had been completely enslaved, its original ferocity long gone, which gave the garrison commander the confidence to let it protect his son. I want my father to see my trophy. Uncle Han, hurry, urged the young General Yu. The great serpent slightly sped up, darting twice, allowing the trailing trusted aides to clearly see it arriving at the garrison mansion. We seek a lineage and cannot obtain one, yet General you can use a Primal Chaos Realm exotic beast as a mount. Just gradually accumulate merit points. With enough, you can still exchange them for a mount, was the discussion among many eternal true gods within the city, filled only with envy. This was merely the son of a Primal Chaos Realm guest official. The sons and core members of the imperial clan of the Flame-Wind ancient country had resources exceeding these by untold amounts. Luo Feng mentioned that he is now a guest official of the Flame-Wind ancient country. Primordial Ancestor watched as General Yu rode his mount out of sight. The resources he can obtain must be comparable to those of Yingju City's garrison commander. At that moment, the straightforward appearing Morosa, with some trusted aides, subdued their auras and arrived at the base of the tavern. This tavern was the place agreed upon by Primordial Ancestor and Luo Feng. Primordial Ancestor? Morosa was a being of the Primal Chaos Realm and immediately identified Primordial Ancestor inside the tavern. You all wait here, commanded Morosa before silently entering the tavern. The trusted aides dispatched by Marquis Chu Yu could only wait there. They still did not know the true purpose of this trip. They only knew to obey the commands of Luo He's servant. Inside the tavern, Primordial Ancestor suddenly turned his head as a straightforward figure pushed the door and entered. Luo Sa. Primordial Ancestor, having previously been given a detailed description of Morosa's appearance by Luo Feng, recognized him at a glance. Deputy Commander? Morosa gave a slight smile. I come by the command of Master Luo He. Primordial Ancestor nodded with a slight smile. We will leave Yingju City now, said Morosa. Not coordinating with the City Defense Army? Asked Primordial Ancestor. The fewer the disturbances, the better. As for the handover, everything will be properly arranged, Morosa explained. Morosa considered this operation to be very cautious. The trusted aides he led did not even know their final destination. However, the struggles among the 7 first-rank marquises of Emperor Chu's lineage were brutally fierce. Thus, no amount of caution was excessive. As long as they could safely return to LuoFeng's cave mansion, then everything would be in order. Morosa said, we need the deputy commander to temporarily reside within a spatial secret treasure. Luo He had already mentioned this. Primordial Ancestor stood up. Morosa nodded, then waved his hand and encapsulated Primordial Ancestor into the spatial secret treasure he carried, quietly exiting the tavern to meet up with the trusted aides. Let's go. Although the trusted aides were still very confused, they obediently left quietly. If they encountered resistance, the trusted aides would present the first-rank Marquis command to handle it. If there were no obstacles, they would just leave quietly. Unnoticed, the primordial ancestor had quietly left Yingju City. Deputy Commander Yuan's identity command token, how did it disappear? At the City Defense Army, it was possible to pinpoint the location of all members at any time, but now the whereabouts of primordial ancestor's token could not be tracked. Since it was only a deputy commander, the City Defense Army immediately reported the news. This message in a short time couldn't reach the garrison commander. The garrison commander of Yingju City was spending time with his second son. The garrison commander suddenly received a piece of information. A first-rank Marquis of the Imperial clan Marquis Chu Yu requested a transfer order, moving the deputy commander Yuan. The garrison commander frowned slightly. A first-rank Marquis making a transfer request for just a minor deputy commander? This kind of order, once passed by the Imperial clan, was already confirmed. He, as the garrison commander, had no right to object. In the Flame-Wind ancient country, the Imperial clan managed all aspects of the nation. Even the distribution of some tasks was done by the core of the Imperial clan. Even the most distinguished guest officials only had the right to choose tasks and refuse missions. They had no right to interfere in the management of the Flame-Wind ancient country. With Yuan transferred away, the garrison commander had no right to object, only the right to be informed. Check where the City Defense Army's deputy commander Yuan is? The garrison commander started to give orders. His identity command token cannot be locked? He probably has left Yingju City already? The garrison commander frowned slightly. This Yuan, his identity must be extraordinary. Marquis Chu Yu must be worried about my interference spoiling his plans. Even with his official power, the garrison commander had no right to stop it. But as a powerful guest official of the primal chaos realm, he naturally had the ability to obstruct without anyone knowing. By the time the other first-rank marquises of Emperor Chu's lineage noticed this transfer order, Yuan had already left Yingju City. 5 days later. In Chu Capital, Morosa had quietly returned to LuoFeng's cave mansion. Master. Morosa, along with primordial ancestor, came to report back on the mission. Luo Feng had naturally come out early to welcome him and spotted the gray-robed man walking with Morosa at a glance. Yuan. Luo Feng smiled as he spoke. The two of them had long discussed their respective names in the land of origin. The title, Primordial Ancestor, would immediately make outsiders realize the special significance of Primordial Ancestor to Luo Feng. Luo He. The Primordial Ancestor also looked at Luo Feng with a smile, calling him by this name. Master, everything went very smoothly, Morosa said. Luo Feng nodded. Very well, you've also worked hard, go rest now. Morosa understood that his master and primordial ancestor had matters to discuss. Feeling that primordial ancestor and master seemed even closer, he could only obediently leave. Yuan, come with me. Luo Feng immediately took primordial ancestor into the quiet room, entering the Star Tower. Inside one of the layers of the Star Tower. Look. Luo Feng pointed ahead, where a vast amount of items were stored, including heritage scriptures, various rare treasures of heaven and earth, refined precious medicines and weapon secret treasures. These are what I confiscated after defeating the Heart Shadow sect. They have limited help for those in the primal chaos realm, but there are many treasures that aid the cultivation of eternal true gods. The Heart Shadow sect, being set to train elite disciples, naturally had a systematic collection of various rare treasures and artifacts. So many? Primordial Ancestor also saw the scriptures leading to the primal chaos realm. Godly King scriptures were rare, but primal chaos realm scriptures were plentiful. Previously in Yingju City, I diligently sought ways to accumulate merit points to exchange for a good inheritance, Primordial Ancestor lamented, yet now before my eyes is a pile stored. Luo Feng laughed. Before he wanted to help Primordial Ancestor, he had to first learn an inheritance himself, then through the Memory Stone, teach it to Primordial Ancestor back in his homeland in the Primordial Cosmos region. Now that the two of them had met in the land of origin, Primordial Ancestor could learn by himself. These resources, Primordial Ancestor, feel free to choose, Luo Feng said. Resources still need to be properly planned. Many of our human race descendants will have to come over later. Primordial Ancestor looked at the massive amount of resources. He had previously been just an ordinary eternal true god, a minor deputy commander in the City Defense Army. All his treasures combined were not worth 100,000 cosmic sand, yet here were treasures worth billions of cosmic sand. Luo Feng laughed. By the time other human race cultivators come over, these treasures will really not be worth mentioning. Experience new tales on mvlenovelbin.net. Not to mention anything else. Just digesting the first calamity of the 8 Tribulations Life Form properly, perfecting his transformation method, he would be enough to advance further. Primordial Ancestor, you practice here slowly, just say the word if you want to go out, Luo Feng said. You go ahead. Primordial Ancestor was currently full of fighting spirit, especially since the inheritances and resources in front of him could allow him to thoroughly study and utilize them. Luo Feng nodded, then immediately disappeared, going to his own layer of space in the Star Tower. Luo Feng was in the middle of his cultivation but had specifically come out to meet Primordial Ancestor. Now he continued to study the chapter of life spirituality, in the first calamity of the 8 Tribulations Life Form. Previously, Luo Feng had learned the simple application of life spirituality by studying Primal Chaos Layer Creature. However, this chapter of life spirituality contained all the mysteries of the life spirituality lineage, with many applications and secret techniques. Luo Feng wasn't in a hurry to perfect his transformation method but was first gradually learning and accumulating. Luo Feng contemplated the first calamity of the 8 Tribulations Life Form, becoming so engrossed that he lost track of time. Although he had great opportunities to directly face the complete great Tao of life origin, it was like the eternal true gods living beside the primal chaos ruins, able to observe the materialized primal chaos laws, but how many of them could really understand the primal chaos laws? Seeing it did not mean understanding it. Across the entire land of origin, there were numerous ancient beings who could face the complete origin great Tao directly. They had inheritances and resources to aid them, yet most couldn't grasp it in their lifetimes. Having an inheritance does make comprehension easier. All creatures possess life spirituality, and those with strong spirituality are filled with infinite possibilities. If one fully masters the lineage of life spirituality, one can even transform life. Even rocks, weeds, weapons and rivers could be transformed, acquiring consciousness and becoming true life forms. For instance, a majestic large city requires mastery of the complete great Tao of life origin. Only by perfectly integrating the life structure of the majestic city, with spirituality, can the city be transformed. Vast rivers, towering mountains, formidable corpses, all can potentially be transformed into life forms. Those who grasp the complete great Tao of life origin can transform many formidable lives. Some might even possess the strength of a godly king tier right from the moment of transformation. Luo Feng read in the inheritance, utterly awed. Every individual who mastered the complete origin great Tao possessed unimaginable capabilities. As a sector beast like Morosa who mastered the complete great Tao of destruction origin, the sector, within him could also spawn a vast number of subordinates, even fostering godly king-level strength. Of course, the more powerful the subordinates, the harder they were to foster. For those who grasped the great Tao of life origin, transforming someone into a godly king-level combatant was extremely difficult. One transformation, organizing the life structure, bestowing spirituality, directly achieving godly king power? Luo Feng reflected quietly, my cultivation up to now hasn't even reached the godly king tier. Those transformed or fostered by external forces, possessing godly king-level strength from birth, had a far lesser understanding compared to regular cultivators. Ordinarily, becoming a godly king involved selection from countless creatures along with the accumulation of realms over many long years. Those who instantly possessed godly king-level strength neither developed naturally nor had any accumulation, making their chances of advancing in comprehension almost nil. My transformation method model itself after creatures from the primal chaos layer, transforming directly, Luo Feng pondered, and according to the inheritance, the stronger the life spirituality of any creature, the more remarkable it becomes. The appearance of these primal chaos layer creatures does not represent the most perfect form. I could try enhancing their life spirituality. The first calamity of the 8 Tribulations Life Form did not record the transformation method. This was a unique ability Luo Feng possessed after acquiring the perfect divine body, and it was also a power bestowed by the highest rule. With the ability of being formless and intangible, I can better attempt and study the relation between the body of life and life spirituality. The great Tao of life origin consists of 6 major branches, each heavily related to the others. For instance, to enhance life spirituality, there's a cap for each life form. Modifying life structure is required to further enhance life spirituality. And life structure relates to the body of life lineage. Brother Luo He, suddenly Luo Feng received a message. During his seclusion, Luo Feng almost completely cut off all contact with the outside world. Only Marquis Chu Yu and the primordial ancestor were able to contact him. Of course, Morosa could also reach him directly through telepathy. Brother Luo He, you should have checked the guest official tasks with your guest official order, right? Marquis Chu Yu said. None of them are good tasks, either garrison a frontier city for 10,000 eras or deal with some conflicts with the Thunder Ancient country, Luo Feng replied. He had just obtained the inheritance, a period for accumulation and improvement, naturally he was unwilling to get involved. Even the minor conflicts with the Thunder Ancient country were at the primal chaos realm level. But the Thunder Ancient country also had some transcendence of primal chaos realm beings. Those who reached that level generally cultivated primordial force or cultivated with primordial materials, their methods were mysterious and unpredictable. Luo Feng had no interest in clashing with them. Haha, the best tasks have been taken by us, the 7 top-ranked marquises, and only those tasks that no one wants are left to check via the guest official order, Marquis Chu Yu laughed. I just found a good task. If you have no objections, I'll assign it directly to you. You just need to accept it. What's the good task? Luo Feng asked. To serve as an inspector of Chu Capital, Marquis Chu Yu said. Chu Capital has 3 inspectors, all held by guest officials of Primal Chaos Realm. Actually, Chu Capital itself has an army, minor troubles are dealt with by the many armies. And for major troubles, a godly king will personally handle it. Things that require an action from a Primal Chaos Realm inspector are very rare, Marquis Chu Yu said. Being in this position offers higher merit points than garrisoning the frontier, 1,000 merit points per era. This position cannot be held for more than 100 eras, it must be rotated. 100 eras, that's 100,000 merit points. Serving in Chu Capital for 100 eras, that's 100,000 merit points. This is a task that all guest officials of Primal Chaos Realm wish to compete for, Marquis Chu Yu said. Luo Feng nodded. What are the requirements for serving as an inspector of Chu Capital? Earning merit points was extremely hard. Garrisoning a frontier city for 10,000 eras also earned 100,000 merit points. Serving as an inspector of Chu Capital for 100 eras also earned 100,000 merit points. The latter took much less time and was less risky, so the later task was more desirable. Those willing to take the former task did so only out of necessity. To serve as an inspector of Chu Capital, you must reside in Chu Capital. If you need to take leave or leave Chu Capital, you cannot be away for more than 1,000 days per era, Marquis Chu Yu said. If you have no objections, I'll issue the task to you now. Brother Chu Yu, thanks. Luo Feng readily accepted the task. Having just entered the Primal Chaos Realm not long ago, he was not inclined to seek trouble. When his cultivation hit a bottleneck and progression became difficult, needing merit points to exchange for inheritance resources, then it would not be too late to undertake more dangerous tasks. Soon Luo Feng's guest official order received the issued task, designated to Brother Luo He. Luo Feng naturally chose to accept. Time passed and Luo Feng had come to the Chu capital of the Flame-Wind ancient country, and before he knew it, more than half an era had passed. During this time as the Chu capital inspector, Luo Feng had only received one order, personally capturing a group of brawling imperial clansmen. All these imperial clansmen were eternal true gods, strong in abilities, rich in treasures. When they truly went mad, it required the intervention of a guest official of the Primal Chaos Realm. Within a tower atop the clouds in Chu capital, Luo Feng and Primordial Ancestor sat opposite each other. This brew is really something, said Primordial Ancestor, somewhat astonished. It feels like it nourishes both the godly body and the soul. Just one cup had made the Primordial Ancestor feel as though his godly body had been nourished and had grown stronger. This is 100 Differentiations brew, Luo Feng explained with a smile. It is said to be concocted using the blood of over 100 Primal Chaos Realm exotic beasts, along with some heavenly and earthly treasures. This pot alone is worth 100 cosmic sand. Primordial Ancestor listened in amazement. Ordinary eternal true gods, even if they spent all their fortune, wouldn't be able to drink it for long. Blood from over 100 Primal Chaos Realm exotic beasts? Primordial Ancestor was shocked. It's not a big deal, Luo Feng explained. Chu Capital has many Primal Chaos Realm exotic beasts in captivity, and some common blood is trivial to these beasts. It naturally recovers as they absorb the power of heaven and earth. Therefore, the cost for merchants isn't considered high. This pot of brew costs 100 cosmic sand, but the actual cost might be just 1 or 2 cosmic sand. However, every pot of brew has a fixed amount of 60 cosmic sand, which needs to go to the first-rank Marquis Chu Yu. Primordial Ancestor nodded. He already knew that each first-rank Marquis in Emperor Chu's lineage had great authority. Luo Feng sided with the first-rank Marquis Chu Yu. Brother Chu Yu has been a first-rank Marquis for a short time, and his accumulations in all aspects are much less than other first-rank Marquises, Luo Feng said. Be it strength, realm or resources and wealth, Marquis Chu Yu was far behind. But with 7 having equal status, Marquis Chu Yu's aspects would continuously improve. Brother Luo He. Suddenly Luo Feng received a message. There's a good task, but it requires leaving the city. Oh, what task? Luo Feng asked. In one era, he could not leave Chu capital for more than 1,000 days. As long as the task was short, there was still time. I'll send you the details. I think with your strength it could probably be resolved within a few days, Marquis Chu Yu transmitted. Completing this task rewards 10,000 merit points. I just discovered it and grabbed it for you. Take a look at this task, see if you want to take it. Soon, the detailed information of the task was sent over. Luo Feng put down his cup and carefully examined the task. Within the Qingchong Primal Chaos province of the Flame-Wind ancient country, there was a regular city, Sky Curve City, built specifically for the mining of heavenly bend stone essence. Recently, however, in the past few chaos eras, the output of heavenly bend stone essence had significantly decreased, and even the cultivators responsible for the mining had died in large numbers, with dozens of eternal true gods among the deceased. It was suspected that a Primal Chaos Realm entity was involved in the illicit mining of heavenly bend stone essence. The task, to trace the identity of the pirate, rewarded 10,000 merit points. Capturing the pirate alive would provide an additional reward of 5,000 merit points. Trace the pirate's identity? Luo Feng understood. For the Flame-Wind ancient country, tracing the identity was most important. Once found, capturing would actually be relatively easy. Heavenly bend stone essence is an extremely important cultivation resource for the Flame-Wind ancient country, almost exclusively used by the God Kings. Luo Feng knew the specialty of this heavenly and earthly treasure. The borders of the Flame-Wind ancient country and the Thunder ancient country were at the center of the land of origin, where exotic beasts were much more numerous, as were cultivators and treasures. Discover hidden content at mvlenovelbin.net. I'll take this task, Luo Feng responded to Marquis Chu Yu. A short duration task with over 10,000 merit points was indeed rare. I'll send you all the information related to this task, Marquis Chu Yu transferred. By the way, Brother Chu Yu, could you help me find some Primal Chaos Realm strength creatures of the Primal Chaos layer? Luo Feng transmitted. Primal Chaos layer creatures that he had captured himself were not very strong. The strongest ones, born with Primal Chaos Realm strength, had already been captured by some ancient existences. Primal Chaos Layer creatures? Marquis Chu Yu was somewhat vexed. If you're talking about exotic beasts, they are everywhere in the world, and my flame-wind ancient country has captured many Primal Chaos Realm exotic beasts. Buying a few is not difficult. But, Primal Chaos Layer creatures that also have Primal Chaos Realm strength, as far as I know, they are extremely rare. There might not be more than 10 within the entire flame-wind ancient country, almost all in the hands of the God Kings. I don't need the complete creature, just some body materials, Luo Feng said. Only needing some body materials that I might be able to try. Marquis Chu Yu felt the difficulty greatly reduced, but it will take some time. I'm not even sure which God Kings possess these creatures. This is very important to me. Please, Brother Chu Yu, Luo Feng said. This important to you? Marquis Chu Yu was invigorated, his most important ally was in urgent need. Don't worry, just for some body materials I will definitely get you some. Thanks, Luo Feng said without mentioning his payment of cosmic sand. As for a first-rank marquis, even 10 billion cosmic sand was not of great significance. What he owed was a favor. But for Primal Chaos Layer creatures born with Primal Chaos Realm strength, Luo Feng felt owing a favor was worth it. That same day, Luo Feng quietly left the Chu Capital and headed to Qingchong Primal Chaos Province to investigate the matter of the pirate. Thank you for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe and turn on the notifications so you won't miss any of our upcoming great videos.